When we think about making AI smarter, we usually picture building one single super genius model. But what if we're looking at this all wrong? What if the real breakthrough isn't about creating an AI Einstein, but about building an entire team of experts? Well, that's the whole idea behind the fascinating world of multi-agent collaboration, where AI gets complex things done together.
I mean, think about it for a second. Could just one person, no matter how brilliant they are, design the architecture, pour the entire foundation, handle all the electrical wiring, and install the plumbing for a massive skyscraper?
No way, of course not. That's a job that absolutely requires a coordinated team of specialists. And that is the exact same logic we're going to dive into today, applying that team-based approach to artificial intelligence to solve some incredibly complex problems.
Okay, so if we're building this AI dream team, who's actually on it? Let's meet the key players. First up, you've got your specialist agents. Now, these aren't your jack-of-all-trades AIs. They are highly trained experts. Imagine this. You've got one agent that's just a rock star coder, another that's a genius at data analysis, and maybe a third that's a master at creative writing. Each one has a very specific, very deep skill. But a team of brilliant experts with no direction, that's just chaos. That's where the coordinator comes in. This agent is basically the project manager, the one calling the shots. It doesn't do the specialized work itself. Instead, it understands the big picture and assigns the right task to the right specialist. And how do they all stay on the same page? Well, that's where shared memory comes in. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a shared workspace. Your team's Google Drive or maybe a Jira board. It's this central hub where the coder can see what the analyst found and the writer can access the latest project specs. It's totally key to making the collaboration seamless. All right, so we've got the players on the field. But a team's only as good as its playbook, right? So let's look at the rules of engagement. The actual workflow that makes sure the quality is there and keeps the whole project on track. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. It's not just about, throwing tasks at agents. It's about creating what the source material calls these proverbial contracts. So when the coordinator gives a task, it also gives crystal clear criteria for what done actually looks like. That kind of clarity is what prevents all the confusion and makes sure every piece of the puzzle fits together perfectly. Okay, so let's walk through how this whole thing actually works in practice. First, the coordinator assigns a task. The specialist agent then officially accepts that contract. Then that agent gets to work, pulling any information it needs from that shared memory we talked about. But it doesn't stop there. Before the task is marked complete, the system runs a validation check, kind of like a simulation, to catch any errors. If it passes, awesome. If not, it gets sent right back for a little more work. It's like a built-in quality control loop. So this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But where is this AI dream team actually being used out there in the real world? Let's check out some of the applications where this approach is already making a huge impact. And look, we're not talking about simple little tasks here. Not at all. We're talking about developing entire software applications, where maybe one agent drafts the documentation while another one builds the features. Or think about something like complex financial analysis, where one agent gathers all the data, another analyzes the trends, and a third generates the final report. These are big, multi-step projects that really demand that kind of specialization. But of course, no system is perfect, right? Just like any high-performance team, this multi-agent approach has some incredible strengths, but also some, let's call them, management challenges that you've got to be aware of. On the plus side, the benefits are huge. You get extreme specialization, plus the ability to work on multiple parts of a project at the same time. That's parallel processing. But what's the catch? Well, for one, this kind of system needs constant setup and tweaking. And just like human skills, the AI models can experience something called model drift. Over time, their performance can shift, which means you have to keep testing to make sure your expert coder is still an expert coder 6 months from now. So, where is all of this heading? What does it mean for the future of AI? Well, it really seems like we're moving away from that idea of a single, all-knowing AI and toward a future that's built on collaboration. So, if you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. This isn't just a different way to build AI. It's a completely different way to think about solving problems. We're shifting from the idea of a single, giant brain to a collaborative hive mind, breaking these massive challenges down into manageable pieces for a dedicated team of experts. And that right there leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. As these AI teams become more and more common, what does it even mean to be a manager? Think about it. Your job might become less about managing people and more about being the lead strategist for a team of hyper-efficient AI agents. So, what new skills would you even need for a job like that? Definitely something to think about.